Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, yeah, yeah, hey, yeah, yeah. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Hey, 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 hey. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, hey.
Good morning. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living in Santa Rosa. I'm Reverend Russ Laguerre, your assistant minister, back from vacation and ready to go. And can we give some more love to Soph and Trey and Francisco and Brett and Nick? Thank you. You know what I love about watching them is that they have so much fun. You always have so much fun up there, and that's great to see. So welcome to our center. And live stream viewers, welcome as well, wherever you're watching us from. We're so grateful that you're here with us. And if you have any questions about what is going on at our beautiful center, we have a website, CSLSR.org. And if you go on that website, you will find all of the things that are going on here at our center by clicking on the photo of the old-fashioned typewriter. That contains our monthly bulletin, and that has all sorts of good things going on here. So I hope you will check that out, because we've got concerts and classes and bake sales and so much more going on here. And one of those things that's going on is our youth and family program, where you can bring in your newborns and your toddlers and your middle schoolers, your elementary kids, your teenagers. And that program is designed to help all of your children get plugged into spirituality, whatever that means for them. And we're also looking to expand our youth program by making more nursery care available in our nursery during this service, the 9 a.m. service, because we've got so many littles that we cannot contain them all in the 11 a.m. service. So if you love holding babies, if you love playing with toddlers, that is a wonderful volunteer opportunity, and I hope you'll talk with Jennifer Caldwell after our service today. Our teens are also raising funds for our summer teen camp, and if you'd like to help support them, we have a photo on our website of some teens that you can click on if you'd like to make a monetary donation. They had a great time at winter camp. They're hoping that they can also go to summer camp as well, because it's really been a transformative process for them to spend this time with other teens. In fact, just this Friday, this Saturday, I'm still coming back from vacation. This Saturday evening, we hosted teens from all around the Bay Area right here in our center, and they're still here, and they're gonna be joining us, I believe, in our 11 a.m. service. And yeah, that was, so delightful to hear that our youth coordinator, Jennifer Caldwell, was able to make that possible. And we've got a whole room full of teens, and they are surprisingly awake, because I heard they were up until 1 a.m. So be sure to greet them and welcome them if you see the teens here today. I know they had a wonderful time, and I'm so grateful because we're going to be having so many more events like that for our teens. We're also passionate about spiritual education here at our center. And if you're wondering what classes are coming up, we have an education catalog for you at our info desk that has all of the classes that go up until the end of the first half of this year. And we will have the second half of the year catalog available for you in the next couple of weeks as well. So you want to keep an eye out for that, because we've got a ton of classes and workshops that are planned for July through the end of the year. Now I invite you to join me in speaking aloud our vision and mission statement. The Center for Spiritual Living is a spiritual community that promotes global transformation through personal transformation. Our purpose is to awaken humanity to its spiritual magnificence. We are motivated by a compelling global vision that inspires us to bring the gifts of compassion, integrity, and loving kindness to the world through our programs and teaching. Together, we are helping create a world that works for everyone. And we follow this vision through the 5 core spiritual practices at our center. And would you please read those with me? Spiritual study, affirmative prayer, meditation, selfless service, and spiritual circulation. And we use flowers here at our center to show our love and appreciation for one another. And today we have a flower dedication from the center's Cancer Thriver Support Group. And these beautiful flowers are dedicated in memory of the group members who contributed to the group and have died. And their names are Penny Elliott, Carol Seymour, Ushi Schnell, Nancy Pettit Martin, Lily Frazier, and Amy Trussell. I'm just going to take a moment to hold all of them in our heart and thank them for those beautiful flowers. Now, speaking of flowers, we would like to extend a warm welcome with flowers to our first-time visitors. First-time visitors, if it's your first time here, please stand as you are able, or raise your hand and remain standing and keep your hand up, and we would like to bring you a flower and a welcome packet. So welcome. We're so glad that you chose to be with us this morning. And if it's your first time on our live streamers, please let us know in the chat. Say hello. We would like to say hello to you as well. Now, I know that somewhere between the music, the meditation, the prayer, the practices, and Dr. Edwards' message today is exactly what you need for the next step of your spiritual journey. Please know that you're so very welcome here. Now sit back and relax and enjoy some music before our short time of silent contemplation and prayer.
In the silence, there is peace. In the silence, there is unspoken joy. In the silence, there's release from a world filled with chaos and noise. So I wake to these precious moments when I hear all that could never be said, and right here in this holy silence I find God, I find myself. In the silence there is peace. In the silence there is unspoken joy. In the silence there's release from a world filled with chaos and noise. So I wake to these precious moments when I hear all that could never be said, and right here in this holy silence I find God, I find God, I find myself.
How comforting it is to enter into this time of stillness, the quietness, with that feeling, that realization of Spirit Divine being all that there is, present within each and every person here, filling this room with its love, its guidance, its allness, its fullness. Knowing myself to be of that Spirit, knowing that God imparts of itself within every single one of its creations. I know that each and every person is that essence, that Spirit, that love of the One. And it is so very much a feeling within this center. It is so very present. I feel that sense of spiritual vision, whereby each person I see the face of God. And that sense of spiritual hearing the music, hearing the words, and beyond, knowing that this is God's speak, this is God's song, this is God's music. What a blessing it is to come together in this sense of unity and knowingness and feeling that connection. There is that gentle giant right here where we are. Recognizing this and knowing this, I am so grateful for this time together, for all that is here, for all that we bring, for all that we hear and see and know and feel. And with this feeling of gratitude, I simply release my word, and we can all say together, and so it is. Amen. Good morning. My name is Sherry Poole, one of the prayer practitioners here at the center, and I invite you all to join me in reading this morning's affirmation. I breathe gentleness into all the ways our communities and cultures evolve, and so it is.
We must all unite, for we are one creation. We must join in light, together we are strong. We must do what's right in every situation. Love each other's lives as you would do your own. Just think twice before you cast your stone at someone's soul. It's their life, so the choice is theirs and theirs alone.
We're not here to judge, we are here to love. There's no room for hate. We are just one human race, we must rise above. We are here to love, there's no time to waste anymore.
We must all unite, there's no segregation. When you've seen the light, there's nowhere else to go. And with peace in sight, no walls could separate us. We must be as one, because this earth's a home. Just think twice before you cast your stone at someone's soul. It's their life, so the choice is theirs and theirs alone.
We're not here to judge, we are here to love. There's no room for hate. We are just one human race, we must rise above. We are here to love, there's no time to waste anymore.
Will we learn from our past? Our clock is running fast.
We're not here to judge, we are here to love. There's no room for hate. We are just one There's no time to waste anymore.
Oh, goodness me. Thank you so much, musicians. Thank you. Our theme for this month is giant gentleness, and these two words together are quite interesting. It's a combination of giant, which suggests immense strength and power and hugeness, and then there is gentleness, which is the idea of a soft touch. And together these two words suggest our theme, that gentleness, expressed through the light touch of loving kindness, has the huge power to guide us through life and also to strengthen and enrich our relationships and help create a better world. Now, last week we focused on applying gentleness to our relationships, emphasizing 4 ideas, which I'll summarize here. And the first one is to first tune into the source of all that is, and that is the foundation of our teaching, that there is a creative power in the universe and that we are part of it, and sometimes we just forget that. And then through spiritual practice, we can reconnect with that. That's the foundation of our teaching. The second idea from last week is we can, through spiritual practices, choose to be present for life and to listen attentively, particularly to those people we are in a relationship with, because it leads to understanding and it strengthens relationship, and again, it builds a better world. And then the third idea was the invitation to develop a strong sense of who you are, what you stand for in life, which comes from practicing the first 2 steps, and it also helps with overwhelm. And then the third step is to try on the mindset of being a witness to life with less fix-it energy and more letting it be energy. Now, this week, our focus expands to taking it to the street, which to me means broadening these 4 ideas beyond just only personal relationships into all of life. Now, we started with personal relationships and applying gentleness in it because, frankly, it's easier to start with the people we already love. Not always easy, but still, as hard as it is, it's a little more accessible. Why? Because there is likely already a foundation of love there. Think for a moment of somebody you love dearly. Think for a moment of someone who loves you dearly. And think of the affection that is present there. That affection, even when under stress, provides the foundation in the environment for forgiveness and sharing and transparency and trust to be more accessible. Now, when we take our loving kindness and we go beyond that circle of close, intimate relationships, some of that foundation of goodness may not be present. So we have the opportunity then to practice staying in our heart, especially when closeness and affection have not yet been developed. I'm reading this lovely book, Humankind by Rutger Bregman. And in it, the author suggests that humans, you and I, are naturally decent. Whether they know each other or not, they're decent to each other. Now, Rutger in this book tells about a professor of psychology in Holland who has been asking his students for years and years and years this same question. He begins by asking them to imagine a scenario in which an airplane is making an emergency landing that doesn't go so well. And it breaks into 3 parts as it crashes on the runway. And there's smoke and fire, and in the cabin, everybody realizes we've got to get out of this immediately if we are to live. Then he offers 2 scenarios. Now, on planet A, the passengers ask their neighbors if they are okay. They help those who need assistance to get out of the plane, and people are willing to give way and even give their lives and their support even for perfect strangers. That's planet A. Planet B, the passengers leave each other to fend for themselves. Panic breaks out, and people get trampled in the chaos as each person strives to save themselves. Now, the question that the professor has been asking the students for all these years is this: which planet do we live on? A or B? And in his estimation, he says about 97% of people believe that we all live on planet B, the selfish, chaotic response planet. And he says it doesn't matter in his experience who you ask, left wing, right wing, rich, poor. The majority of people, he asks, tend to not know that history shows us over and over and over again that we actually live on planet A. Overwhelmingly so. And the book is filled with research and history and stories that support it, beautifully annotated so you can go check. Now, by the way, if you want to get this book, I know you can get it on Amazon quicker and faster and cheaper. But if you go to our bookstore, give us the opportunity to serve you. We'll take your name and we'll order it for you. Then you can come back next week and have it. Delayed gratification is good for you. Now, take, for example, when the Titanic sank. Despite how it may have been portrayed in the movies, eyewitness reports say that evacuation was actually quite orderly. One eyewitness said there was absolutely no indication of panic or hysteria at all. People were helping each other. When the Twin Towers burned on September 11th, thousands of people descended the stairs, and eyewitness reports say quite calmly. One eyewitness said that he was touched or impressed with how many times he heard, "No, you first, take my place, go that way," even though their lives were in danger, imminent danger. In the book, he also points to the horrific news after Hurricane Katrina, after it tore through New Orleans. And the stories of rape and murder and looting flooded the news and terrorized us all. And then months later was shown to be inaccurate and false. That instead, what happened in that city also included an overrunning of courage and charity and strength of character and collaboration and mutual community support. Overwhelmingly so. From the book, if we believe most people can't be trusted, that's how we'll treat them, to everyone's detriment. Few ideas have as much power to shape the world as the view we have of other people. Now listen to this line. It could come straight from one of our classes. Because ultimately, you get what you expect to get. Wow. Now, for as long as I can remember, I have heard the phrase, we are living in the most divisive times in human history. Now, I question whether that is an accurate statement or not. You know, I love watching documentaries on history, and for example, I recently watched the one on Napoleon Bonaparte. I'm looking forward to the one on Benjamin Franklin. And I was thinking about others, or that mini-series on Shaka Zulu, the history of the Zulu people in South Africa, and World War II from the front lines, and Einstein and the bomb, and Alexander, the making of a god, and Bobby Kennedy for president, you know. And I was thinking about those and how they portray life, and now I have a different perspective on divisiveness, because maybe divisive times have always been present, or at least that is how they are portrayed to be. But after reading some of Rutger's book, what I am now equally sure of is that along with challenging times comes the opportunity for us to be decent. And we like that. We like to be decent. Life continues to give us the opportunity to practice staying tuned into our center of peace and to practice the soft touch of giant gentleness in the form of loving kindness so that we can be our best selves in this world. And at the center, we learn about spiritual practices, how to use them so that when we are faced with challenges, we have a strong foundation and a better chance of staying true to our natural inclination to be kind, even when it is difficult to do so. And there are times when it's difficult to do so. Before I became the minister at the Center for Spiritual Living, I was a pastoral care minister in Southern California. And it was my job to visit people in the hospital who were very ill. And it was at the height of the AIDS epidemic. And people were dying quickly. And after, so many visits, I realized I needed to do something, because if I wanted to stay in touch with the wholeness of spirit, I needed to do something, because I was losing it. I was losing my connection to the idea of spiritual wholeness. So I developed a practice. When it was time for me to visit someone in the hospital, I had to prepare myself. I would pull into the parking lot because I knew what I was about to see was going to challenge me. It was compelling and it was real and it could easily overtake my mind. So I would sit outside in my car in the parking lot and I would say to myself some of the things I learned at the center, like there is only one life and that life is spirit and it is expressing perfectly. It is my life right now. And so my mind I think of as a center of divine activity within the mind of creation, centered in compassion, guided by loving kindness. And I know I'm in the right place at the right time, successfully engaged in the right activity, and I would talk to myself. I would talk to myself and I would stay with it until I knew I could get out of the car and walk into the visiting room and see that person through the filter of spiritual wholeness. And I remember one man in particular that I went to see who was very, very ill. And his body had been ravaged by the virus, and it challenged me, to look at him. And he was a student of science of mind, of metaphysics, and he could see that I was shaken by what I saw. And so he called me close, and he whispered gently into my ear. He said, "Look, I'm counting on you to know the truth about me, because everyone else around me here, all they can see is just the sickness and the hospital equipment. I'm counting on you." And with that, he called me back to my true self. So I took a breath and remembered what I said in the car and tuned back into the compassionate presence within. And then from that frame of mind, I could choose to be absolutely present for him without pity, without advice, without correction, without having to be strong or fearless or anything. Just in that moment, I was able to see him as he really was, a radiant, whole spirit with a mind and a body. That was my work to do. And that's what he wanted and needed. And I could be there for it. Now, I didn't know him. He wasn't a friend. He wasn't family. But in that moment, he became all of that. And I could see him with my heart. Now, the interesting thing about him was that he wasn't denying his physical challenges. He knew what was happening. But at the same time, it was important for him to be able to identify himself with his eternal, inherently complete spirit. And he wanted someone to partner with him, to join him in the knowledge of his spiritual well-being, no matter what it looked like. And I felt blessed that I had the opportunity to be present for that. Be present. We talked about that last week, about making a conscious choice to be present for the relationships in our life. And today we are expanding that, broadening that beyond our close relationships to be present. And here's the question that is in my heart. Where does life need me to be more mindfully present? Or I could ask it like this. Where have I started to care less? And where is the opportunity for me to choose to mindfully be more present? Suffering sometimes in the world causes me to want to shut down. It's so much. Sometimes I want to check out. I don't want to be present. Our founder, Dr. Ernest Holmes, he invited us over and over again not to check out, not to turn away from the suffering of the world, but to turn to it. Here specifically is what he said. We must be willing to place ourselves in the other person's position with true compassion, understand their thoughts and feelings, not as one caught up in them or distraught by them, but as one bringing their own light to the situation so that they can find their own way. Now, he says, if we think we can approach others in their time of need without this deep inward feeling of oneness, we are fooling ourselves. Our words will be empty and will not connect with the suffering of humanity. It's very clear on that. And you see that part? You've got to connect. I like to take his words and reframe them as an affirmation. And so here's what I did with those words. I am willing to listen to others about their thoughts and feelings and to maintain a deep inward feeling of oneness so that I can get clear on what is mine to do and say and think. I do that with earnest words. I make them my own. And this quote of his brings me back to our topic, taking it to the streets. And that brings up the question that many students of this teaching have about getting involved with worldly matters in the streets. Some sincerely ask, should we be thinking about social justice and politics and charitable causes, or should we instead rather focus entirely on prayer and meditation and service, etc.? Well, our founder, Dr. Ernest Holmes, he answered that over and over again. And it's not a yes or no, it's a both and question, of course it would be. And it goes something like this. You're here to do what is yours to do. You do you. But whatever you do, consider tuning into that presence within first, like I did sitting outside the hospital in the car. Tune into that presence first. So whatever you choose to do in the world, however you choose to show up in the world, it comes from a consciousness of unity rather than a consciousness of avoidance. You figure that out. And he said, in doing this, meaning connecting to the Spirit within, in doing this, we shall discover that loving kindness is the lodestone of life. The lodestone. Do you know what a lodestone is? I didn't. I had to look it up. A lodestone is a naturally magnetic stone that attracts certain metals. It was one of the first navigation tools. And the word lode is Old English for way. So a lodestone is a way shower. So loving kindness shows us the way. I love that. And I'm convinced that it is true. Because when I withhold loving kindness, I lose my way. I lose my sense of self. Indeed, when I withhold loving kindness, I feel like I'm going against my true self. So then this week, my work could be this. Whatever I'm learning about, whatever I'm getting into, whatever I'm facing, politics, civic matters, personal challenges, doctor visits, my work can be, once again, first tune into the presence within and do it so frequently that my experience of it is so familiar that I know my way back to it easily when I start to forget. Now, I call that presence within by many names, as I'm sure you do. Sometimes I call it the living spirit within. Sometimes I call it the seat of consciousness within. Sometimes I just call it goodness. Sometimes I call it loving kindness. And frequently I ask myself this: what would goodness have me do here? Or what would loving kindness have me see here? Or what would the presence have me say here? Or what would Spirit have me be here? Or what would the mind of creation have me know here? Now, this month so far in summer, we started with personal gentleness with Reverend Russ. Then we moved to gentleness through relationship. And this week, we are expanding beyond the personal relationship with gentleness. And then next week, we're expanding even further to cosmic gentleness. That's going to be amazing. But for now, let us pray together. I invite you to breathe in. And as you exhale, let these words be as if they are your own or words similar to them. And if it is comfortable for you to do so, let your eyes close. Right now, in this moment, I consciously relax my body by gently easing my thoughts, allowing a surge of vitality to flow through me. Right now, I am sensing life's energy within me. It is the source of my vitality. It calls to my awareness the interconnectedness of all things. It empowers me to approach each person I encounter today with love and tranquility. Drawing upon this spiritual awareness, then, I cultivate courage today. And I do so by seeking common ground with everyone I meet. I'm confident in our shared connection to the divine wholeness. Recognizing my unity with all beings, I feel naturally inclined to support, to even bond with others. I am compelled by the call to love and to empathize. and I'm guided by the spirit of completion to see clearly and act wisely. Today, right now, I acknowledge that my life is an expression of the living Spirit. And it causes me to embrace all aspects of life, all aspects of existence as holy, sacred, as a manifestation of divine energy. Viewing myself and others through the lens of living Spirit, I extend a hand of acceptance, even affection, and kindness toward myself and toward others. I understand that the path of giant gentleness, is ingrained within my heart, natural. And it allows me to easily return to it, to remain at peace today. Come what may, I rededicate myself to staying attuned to its harmonious guidance. And letting the next breath you take be deeper than the one before, followed by an exhalation. We use the movement of breath to bring our time of contemplation to a close and to make the transition to the part in our celebration service where we acknowledge and celebrate the laws of circulation. The law of circulation is a suite of practices that include celebrating, circulating, appreciating, acknowledging, forgiving, asking, and receiving. All of the practices and attitudes of mind that keep us in the flow of life. In particular, this morning, I invite you to think of all the ways that you contribute to creating your center for spiritual living, the volunteering, the prayers, the loving kindness, the attendance, and the financial donations. And think also with me how the center has touched or enhanced your life. The beautiful music, the wonderful prayers, the classes, the social events, the sharing, our bounty, the education, the emerging teen and youth program. And see there the circulation and the beauty of it. And call to mind with me also how you found the center. And for so many people have reported that when they did find the center, they felt a coming home. And imagine with me many, many, many years in the future, other people coming home to the center, and that it exists because we had the wisdom to support it today. With that in mind, I ask you to prepare your gift. You have many options to give, including from our website. You'll see there's lots of assistance, especially if you wish to become an automatic giver through your financial institution, always in your control. Or if you'd like to use text to give, we'll leave the number up here so you can experiment with it. Or perhaps you're one of those people who enjoy putting cash or a check. We just acknowledge and appreciate you for all the ways that you think, even beyond financially, to support the center. Thank you for that. I ask the ushers to stand as we prepare to participate in our giving ceremony. Some of you may have already given electronically, and that's why we print those coupons. Does somebody have a coupon in their hand? And this is a symbol of a gift already given, and as the basket comes around, you're welcome to drop it in. Either way, won't you place your hand on your heart as a symbol of your heart connection to the center and say after me, I bless this gift. I send it forth to heal and prosper. It does amazing work in the world. And so it is. Ushers, please receive the gift.
Sometimes in our We all have pain, we all have sorrow, but if we are wise, we know that there's always tomorrow. Lean on me when you're not strong. I'll be your friend, I'll help you carry on. For it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. Please swallow your pride if I have things you need to borrow. For no one can fill those of your needs that you won't let show. You just call on me, brother, when you need a hand. We all need somebody to lean on. I just might have a problem that you'll understand. We all need somebody to lean on. Lean on me when you're not strong. I'll be your friend, I'll help you carry on. For it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. You just call on me, brother, when you need a hand. We all need somebody to lean on. I just might have a problem that you'll understand. We all need somebody to lean on. If there is a load you have to bear that you can't carry, I'm right up the road, I'll share your load if you just call me. Call me if you need a friend. Call me. Call me if you need a friend. Call me. Call me if you need a friend. Call me. Call me if you need a friend. Call me.
Thank you so much for your gifts and everything that you share to help this center be as an amazing place as we know it can be. And thank you again to our wonderful musicians. All right, so it's time to find out what is going on here in our community. And the first thing is today, Dr. Edward and I are going to be hosting a free orientation at 1 p.m. for anyone who's interested in becoming a member at our center. And we're going to talk about what it means to be a member. And if you'd like to join us at 1 p.m. today, you have two options. You can join us here in person if you're physically here, or you can join us online on Zoom, and that goes for all of our live streamers as well. That's an invitation to you to join us at 1 p.m. If you would like to join us, please sign up on our website by clicking on the photo of the dandelion seeds. Make sure you do that by 12:30 though, especially if you're looking for that Zoom link, because that's how we'll know who you are, so we can send you the Zoom link. And we really look forward to seeing you here. You can attend that orientation, by the way, even if you're not ready or you're undecided about becoming a member and you just want to find out, because that's what it is. It's informational, and then you'll have the opportunity to say yes or no. And it's going to be a wonderful time. Speaking of wonderful times, I am delighted to let you know that this coming Saturday, our spirit walks out in nature are back. And we're going to be starting our first Saturday walk on the trails of Riverfront Regional Park in Healdsburg on Saturday, April 27th at 10 a.m. And we're going to walk around the lake. That is assuming that the lake has gone down enough so that we can actually walk all the way around. Otherwise, we're going to go out and back again. It'll be great either way. So if you'd love to join me, I'd love to have you join me. You can RSVP on our website by clicking on the photo of the sneakers, and that way we'll know that you're coming. And if there is any inclement weather, I don't think there will be, but just in case there is, that lets me know who you are, and I can tell you if anything is changed. So I really look forward to seeing you on the trails this Saturday. Now, if reinventing your health, relationships, and spiritual life is of interest to you, then keep Sunday, April 28th free, because spiritual coach Reverend Rochelle McCreary is going to be right here in Santa Rosa to present her workshop after the talk that she is giving this coming Sunday. And that workshop is called Leveling Up. And she's going to speak at both of those services I mentioned, so you'll have an opportunity to experience her wisdom before you're taking that workshop, and then you can take it afterwards. You can sign up in person. You can also sign up ahead of time, too, on our website by clicking on the photo of the graph with an arrow. I know that sounds really weird, but hopefully it makes sense when you'll see it. Now, visioning is a spiritual tool that helps you to tap into the creative energy of life for direction, inspiration, and understanding. And it's a tool that anyone can learn to use to support making clear decisions, to figure out what's next for you in life, and to look deeper into complex situations to get clarity. And I'm going to be leading this class called Visioning, a Way of Life that begins this coming Monday, April 29th. And I hope that you'll sign up for that. That's one of our core classes too, by the way. So if you're looking for financial assistance with that class, we do offer scholarships for all of our core classes. And you can sign up for that class on our website by clicking on the photo of the compass. And I'm particularly fond of visioning. Visioning is one of the reasons why I found my way here to our center, because I saw this center for myself in a vision, and I didn't even know that that was going to be the case. I thought I was going to be doing something completely different with my ministry, but I'm so glad that that vision came up, because now I'm here and I'm here with you. Also, today is our AIDS Life Cycle Bake Sale. So be sure to stop by the AIDS Life Cycle team. They're right out there in the social hall, and share your love and your support with them. And of course, take home some delicious baked goods. I see all sorts of goodies out there that are making me really hungry. And each of our riders who takes the 545-mile bike ride from San Francisco to Los Angeles has to raise $3,500 in order to be able to participate in that bike ride. And they're so grateful for your support. We've been doing this for, I believe, 9 years now in support of HIV/AIDS support and research, and we're going to keep on doing it as long as we've got riders. So I hope you'll check them out and get some delicious baked goodies to take home with you. And then finally, if you love uplifting, hand clapping, move your body, new thought music, and I know that you do because you were moving your body and clapping to the music today, then I know you're going to love the concert on May 12 with Karen Drucker, Gary Lynn Floyd, and Eddie Watkins Jr. They're going to be right here at our center at 4 p.m., and this is a truly rare opportunity to hear all three of these new thought musicians playing together. So tickets are available on our website. You can also purchase them at our information desk out in the social hall. And Karen, Gary, and Eddie, they're going to play a few numbers at both of our services as well. So feel free to bring your friends to those services and then later to that concert for a full experience of new thought music. That's going to be a great day. So that's all I have for today. Have a wonderful week.
Thank you so much, Reverend Russ, and welcome home. And I just got a text from our bookstore staff. They say, we are ready. We've already checked to see if the book is available. It is. Come on down and they'll take your order for it and have it for you next week, I believe. Now, if there's something that is incomplete in you or you cried yourself to sleep last night, please do not go home without taking advantage of one of the ways you can receive spiritual support. Online, go to our website and you'll find the directions to our Zoom prayer room where you'll be matched privately with a prayer practitioner. In-house, in person, go to the back and the host will connect you with an one-on-one person prayer practitioner to listen to you and custom make an affirmative prayer specifically for you. It's a wonderful gift to give to yourself. And now won't you please stand as you are able, saying something wonderful is happening through me right now. It is this thing called life. Life is in my mind, life is in my body, and life is in my affairs. I think it, I feel it, and I accept it just the way that it is, and just the way that it is not. Thank you, life. Know with me that you are never alone, that Spirit is right where you are, that you have only to look within at any moment to know that you're guided, sustained, and empowered by a presence that expresses itself as you in this world. In deepest gratitude, let us live our lives accordingly so that in everything that we do and say and think, we honor this presence within. And so it is. Thank you so much for being here. I look forward to seeing you soon. Let's close in song.
I release